Hi, and welcome to day 2 of the 21-day challenge to get transparent, to get real, and most of all, to get happy. Today, we're going to go down a little bit deeper with our question. And what you will find as we continue throughout the week is the questions go down deeper and deeper and deeper for us to uncover more. And then we bring you back up again. And this week, we're focusing on us, on ourselves, because we're the foundation. We're the vehicle, we're the vessel through which everything is going to flow that's ultimately going to manifest in our life that we deserve to have, that we're wanting to experience. Next, we'll go to our relationships, because once we've taken care of the foundation, most of us usually have relationships, one way or another, on some level or another. And then the next week, we'll focus on money. What's our relationship with money? Are we having secrets and shame and sabotaging when it comes to our money? So those are going to be the 3 things that we're going to look at regarding those particular areas of our lives. Again, I'm sharing with you from my meditation room. So I'm opening up my sacred, kind of intimate space to be transparent with you. And I look forward to hearing from you, hearing your comments, and of course, I'm committed to responding to them. So today, the topic for you today is, how much did you listen to your intuition today? How much did you follow your first mind today? So why don't you just sit with that for a moment? I had to sit with it because at one point I thought, I haven't followed my first mind today. I didn't hear anything. But then I realized I started my day pretty early and I had a coaching session first thing this morning. And most of my coaching sessions are an experience of tapping into a really deeper wisdom than I may experience on the day-to-day surface kind of experience in living. And I can always feel when that intuition and that guidance comes through because it prompts me to share certain things, say certain things, or make certain analogies or connections for my clients when I'm talking and working with them. It has a certain feel and a certain texture to it for me. So what is it like for you when you follow your intuition? I hear it more now than I have in the past, and I listen to it more now than I have in the past. But I can remember many years after I first had the experience with my intuition that I didn't listen to it at all. I was in a variety of unhealthy and inappropriate experiences, and I'm sure my intuition was there, and there's several that I can remember, but I just didn't listen. I ignored it. I didn't pay attention to it. I first came in contact and aware of my intuition when I was about 12, and my mother was in a car accident, and I was home getting ready for bed, putting my pajamas on, having taken my bath and done my homework, and I heard a hubcap roll down the street, and I immediately put my robe on, and I bolted out of the door. And there was just something inside of me that just propelled me to move forward. And I ran down the street to the corner. When I got to the corner, sure enough, my mother had been in a car accident. But it was just hearing that hubcap, that sound. I heard a crash first, then the hubcap. No thought, no questioning, just out the door. So from then on, it was somewhat nurtured because my mother would often say, when I would call her, I'd have a feeling. You know, you get that feeling. I would call her and say, Mom, how are you? You're not feeling well. And she would always say, oh, baby, you always know, huh? You just know. And so she said, always remember that. Always hold on to that. So that was my first, I guess, introduction to my intuition. And then over the years, I seem to know it, but as family members died, as my uncle died, my aunt died, my grandmother died, the intuition, it just didn't seem to be that guiding force for me. I really didn't know how to tap into it and access it the way I know how to tap into it and access it now. So I have my days that I know I go through and I don't hear it because then there are other days that I'm on, I've gotten up, I've done my meditation, I've done my exercise, and I've sat still and anchored myself in something bigger than myself. I always call it the greater than within. And ask for that guidance throughout the day. Ask for resources. Ask for the right person at the right time. And sure enough, that shows up. And in order for it to show up, I know I have to follow the hits that I get. I call them spiritual hits. I'll get a hit to call this person. I'll get a hit to follow up on this. I get a hit to go to this particular place at this particular time. So it's a continuing growing experience, should I say, that I get excited about it. And I have another friend of mine, Kathy. We always get excited when things unfold in synchronicities and we call each other. And she's like, wow, can you believe that? And I'm like, yeah, girl, that's the way it's supposed to happen. So I invite you now, though, to look in your life, to look at your day today. And if you're looking at this first thing, then come back to it later on and ask yourself the question of how much did I follow my intuition today? How much did I listen to my first mind? Without negating it, without judging it, that turn to the right. I don't know why we resist just turning to the right. And then we end up in traffic and we are not happy about that. So look at that and then get back to me and let me know how much you followed your intuition today. Come on, be open, be honest, be real. Keep it real with me. And how much you followed your first mind. Okay, I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to personally responding to those comments and moving forward in our next day of challenge. Until then, talk to you later. Well, I guess really, I'll see you later, right? Okay.